Communications at Virgin Atlantic and now Chief Executive of the PC agency. Paul, very good to see you this morning. You're not advising Heathrow Airport, are you?
No, they're not one of my clients, but obviously a lot of airlines affected by this morning's incident, and it's one of the most serious outages that any airport in the world could face. And I'm not convinced it's going to be over by tonight.
Yes, indeed. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I'm sure you've got a lot of airlines who want to be speaking to you. What are you saying to the affected airlines in terms of how they handle this?
Well, clearly, a lot of them won't have prepared for such a major outage. You would expect an airport as significant as Heathrow and as significant to the infrastructure of the UK to have a fail-safe power system in place. Clearly, we don't know the cause of the initial fire. We don't know why the second system has not worked as a backup. So those will be important questions that will need to be asked, because until the power system's fixed, there's no chance of getting the airport operations back to normal. For the airlines themselves, the biggest issue they have is to make sure there's communication with passengers who are affected by the incident this morning. And as you can imagine, for many passengers, it's not just a financial cost that they're potentially facing, but also an emotional one. Missing milestones, celebrations, holidays, business trips, and the rest of it.
Yeah, so in terms of communications, it's all hands on deck for the airlines. I presume they're having to bring more people into their call centres and so on. And they don't even know what they're telling people in terms of when the airport will definitely reopen.
That's exactly the issue. They have a lack of communication out of Heathrow at the moment, although Heathrow are due to give an update to airlines on a call internally in about 10 or 15 minutes or so. But I don't think Heathrow will have an answer yet as to whether they're likely to reopen tomorrow. So if you're in an airline contact centre and you're at the sharp end of receiving questions by email or by phone from passengers, all you can tell them at the moment is that they can seek a refund, that they can obviously seek expenses for any costs that they may be incurring as a result of them not being able to fly. And also that the airline will try and rebook them onto a future flight. But the problem with having a one-day outage like this at Heathrow, one of the world's biggest airports, is that a one-day outage is really a 3 or 4 day outage. Aircraft are out of place, airline crews are out of place. You do not get operations back to anything like normal until 3 or 4 days after this sort of incident.